Confidence isn't just about feeling good. It's about believing your ability to perform under pressure. According to sports psychologist Dr. Chris Stankovich, confidence is rooted in self-efficacy, the belief that you can execute specific tasks successfully. That means that if you can believe, you can achieve. But here's the kicker. Confidence isn't static, it fluctuates. Mistakes, especially in high stakes moments, can cause it to dip. And that's okay. The key is to know how to respond, how to react to that. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about confidence in sports and in life as well. How you can become confident and understanding what's behind what really takes to become not only a confident person, but also a confident athlete, player that goes out there and performs. The 5Fs framework for recovery, it's very simple and it should be easy for you to keep that in mind. Every time you make a mistake, an immediate reaction matters. So a study from Psychology Today introduces the 5Fs framework to help athletes like you recover from mistakes. So the first one, it's freak. And I think in the heat of the game we might say the F word instead of freak, but you get the idea. The first thing is acknowledge that a mistake happened without any judgment, just simply acknowledging that. And then the second one, it's finish. Complete the current task or play. No matter what, just keep going, just finish the play. 3, fix. Identify what went wrong and how to correct. 4, focus. Refocus on the next moment, the next play, something that we always talk about here in the podcast. And 5, forgive. Let it go of the mistake and move forward. There's nothing you can change about the past. It's only the future that matters. So the only thing you can control is whatever you do next, what the next play looks like. So that should be an easy one for you. Keep in mind the 5 Fs. Freak, finish, fix, focus, and forgive. Creating the athletic school has been a long journey. Reaching 100 episodes has taken consistency, grit, and a lot of passion. Having incredible guests share their story has been a true pleasure. But now, I want to ask you for your help. If you haven't already, please follow the show on whatever platform you're listening from. It really helps me a lot. And I promise you this, I'll continue to bring on the best guest speakers I can, and I'll do my very best to share content that helps you grow, not just as an athlete, but as a person on and off the field. I will study, I will read, and research relentlessly for ways to help you. And I'll share everything I learned right here. And then we're going to move on into some more practical tools to boost your confidence. The first one, very simple. You probably already know that it's positive self-talk. So replace that self-criticism that you might have. Instead of thinking, I always mess up, I always have trouble with this, try to, I learned from every experience, and that's it. Research shows that positive self-talk can reduce anxiety and enhance performance. When I was playing, one of my biggest fears, not necessarily fears, but the things that I was scared the most was to take goal kicks, go long with my goal kicks. And every time I had a goal kick and I had to go long, the coach was asking to go long, I always had that feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it, right? But once I started framing that into, okay, this is an opportunity for me to give my teammates a good ball, a good pass, then everything changes. The pressure wasn't there anymore. I saw as an opportunity. I reframed. I looked from a different point of view, a different perspective, and things got better. The next one is journaling. I've talked many times about journaling here, but it's not necessarily about the journaling itself. It's about reflecting, about meditating on the experiences that will provide you some clarity, but also emotional release. Once you write it down, your mistakes, you are able to see things from a different point of view, from a different perspective, and not only the mistakes that you have in sports, but also in life. That's why journaling is so important for you. It's to release that emotional carriage that you might be having throughout the day, throughout the week. But once you can put it into words, you will start to see that as in a different point of view, which will help you go past that. And then the third one, it's visualization. Mentally rehearsing successful outcomes can prime your brain for actual success. So you have to be delusional. You have to see yourself and you have to feel it. And feel is the most important part. You have to feel it in order to get there. If you come from a place of lack, of you are missing things, you never will be able to achieve. But if you can feel it, then you'll be able to achieve it because your brain understands that you already have it. Another question that it came across when I was meditating on this topic was, how long does it take to regain confidence? You know, I think we are so different from each other, and the timeline, it completely varies. It's totally different from every athlete. There are athletes that are going to rebound after one mistake, and the same game after a few minutes they're going to be extremely well and they will have the best game of their lives. But some others will make more mistakes, will take days, will take games in order to regain that confidence, sometimes even seasons. And that's why I'm talking about this, because I want you to be able to bounce back from that as soon as possible. And the key is consistency. In consistency in recovery strategies, it's visualizing, it's journaling, it's talking to your coach, to your teammates, and having that mental toolbox where you can create a consistency and the habit of having it. That way you are able to bounce back from mistakes that you might have throughout a game, season, training sessions, or whatever it is. Regular practice of mental tools and maintaining a positive outlook can expedite the process a lot. The idea of fake it until you make it, it's popular, but does it really work? Well, research suggests that adopting confident body language and behavior can influence how others perceive you and how you perceive yourself. However, it is essential to align your actions with genuine effort and improvement. So, I don't love the quote saying that, but at the same time, like I said before, you have to be delusional. You have to think that you are capable of it. Otherwise, you will never be capable. So, yes, it's not necessarily about faking until you make it, but you're actually creating a reality where you are able to make whatever you want. The other thing is, how do pro athletes handle mistakes? Well, professional athletes are masters of mental resilience, at least most of them. And they view mistakes as learning opportunities. When we talk about pros, we're talking about the great ones, right? We're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, we're talking about Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, Djokovic, those guys. But we're not talking about any other player that you see, because some of them might be struggling with this as well. But again, it's about shaping the perspective and understanding that mistakes are learning opportunities, not failures. For instance, tennis star Serena Williams has spoken about using mistakes as a fuel for improvement. So if she's doing that, why are you not doing that? All right. I know you're tired of hearing how sleep is important. You already get it. But here's the thing. If you want to take your recovery and performance to the next level, you have to make your room truly dark. Even small lights from your phone, street lamps, or alarm clocks can mess up your deep sleep. That's where mental sleep masks come in. I've been using them for a while now, and they actually work. Super comfortable, totally blocks light, and helps you wake up feeling ready to perform. Check the link in the show notes and get yours. Seriously, your sleep and your game will thank you. Another important part of creating and having confidence, coaches and parents, right? They play a crucial role in developing confident athletes. And if you are a parent, if you are a coach and you're listening to that, please understand that you have a major play role into whatever athlete you have in your life. So encourage a growth mindset where effort and learning are valued over innate talent. Praise resilience in the process, not just the outcome. It's not about the results, it's about how much you grow through the process, how much you learn through the process. And for you as an athlete that you're listening to this, if you have a coach that supports you, if you have a family that supports you, use those in order to become more confident. Sometimes we just need to talk to our parents and have some feedback, or some biased feedback from our parents, where they might be always on our side. Sometimes they might be not, who knows. But if you have those, if you have good friends, good teammates, that they will support you, that that they'll be able to help you regain that confidence after a mistake, after a bad game, after a bad season, go to them. In a way, seek for help. And remember, mistakes are part of the journey. They don't define you. It's how you respond. It's not what happens to you. It's how you react to it. Implement strategies like the 5 F's that I talked to earlier. Positive self-talk, journaling can help you reset and rebuild your confidence. And again, you have to get out there and take action, take massive action. Because if you have a bad game today, and maybe you take a day off, but then it's time to go back to the field, and you have to get confidence through practicing, through playing, through going back to the simple. Michael Jordan talks a lot about that in his book, where when things got tough and mistakes were happening a lot, he would just go back to the basics and and rebuild that confidence within him. But you have to understand that you can listen to the podcast, you can read books, but if you don't take action, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to become confident. It's not magic, it's work. You have to do the work. Thank you for listening to the podcast all the way. If you find this episode helpful, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, share your comments, share with teammates or anyone that you think that this might be helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.